Good stuff. I think we are recording now. Excellent. Yes. So these are reminders. Okay. And it's always good to have a reminder. Okay. One I haven't talked about for, I think, quite a long time. And the other was probably just a few months ago, but it's cropped up again in my consciousness. So if it's cropped up again for me, it may well have cropped up for you, or just something that you need a bit of a reminder of. So let's do that one first. Okay. So yeah, I got reminded of this morning, and I haven't talked about it for a long time, is that we are all already enlightened, and enlightened is like the highest kind of spiritual state we could possibly achieve. And it is our thoughts and labels and beliefs and emotions and our actions and our actions come about because of our thoughts and beliefs that prevent us from being in this highest state all of the time. This is just one thing, because this thing leads me on to the other thing. And the way I've kind of described that in the past, and I still like this analogy, is if you were to imagine it could be a large or a small piece of cork, okay, a piece of cork, and it's in the ocean. And the surface of the ocean that's where enlightenment is, okay, at the surface of the ocean. But this cork is floating around, and it's got chains tied to it. And on those chains, those are your thoughts, those are your actions, those are your beliefs, those are to an extent, your habits. It's the things you think about yourself, really. Okay, the things that you think about yourself are those chains that keep the cork like below surface level. And the more weight that they carry, okay, or the more labels that we kind of give ourselves, the more down we talk to ourselves, or the more we think we're stuck, the heavier the weight. Okay, so the deeper the cork in the ocean goes. Okay, so the further down it goes, okay, that's basically the worse we feel. Okay, so whether it's like full on right at the very bottom, and it is like flat out depression. Okay, and in terms of levels of consciousness, it might also be called apathy. Okay, you can't get out of bed. Okay, that's you don't want to do anything, you don't want to see anyone, it's literally, that's about as bad as it can get. Okay, and that goes on for, if that was in reality, that would go on for maybe weeks and maybe months, possibly even years. And then we have, higher levels of consciousness going up through grief and through fear and through anger, all the way up to, the kind of the more positive stuff where we've got courage and acceptance and willingness, and all the way up to enlightenment. So basically, the thing that's preventing us from being enlightenment is us. It's yourself. Okay? And it's our thoughts and feelings about the world, which brings me on to what was part 2, but it's actually just an extension of part 1, is meaning. And I'll just pull out this book again. Okay, this is A Course in Miracles. I'm still slowly making my way through the actual text, which is very Christian based. So it might not be for everyone, but it's not necessarily Christian. I mean, like people who are strongly religious and follow the Bible a lot don't particularly like A Course in Miracles, because it's not the Bible, basically. So I'm just going to remind you of lesson 1, which I did talk about a while back. Okay, so the bit in bold right at the very top, and then the bit underneath is instructions. Okay, you can get daily emails for this. I still get daily emails for this. I'm now in my 2nd or 3rd year of getting daily emails from this. And it takes you through each lesson day by day. 365 lessons. You get a new one in your inbox every day. Or if you've got the book, you can simply go through it. I don't, but you can. So lesson 1, nothing I see in this room means anything. Okay, well, nothing I can see, if you're out in the street, nothing I can see in this office, nothing I can see in this car, nothing I can see wherever I am right now means anything. Okay, lesson 2, let's go on to lesson 2, because I think the first 5 are about meaning. I have given everything I see in this room or wherever I am all the meaning that it has for me. Okay, and then lesson 3, I do not understand anything I see. Okay, these thoughts do not mean anything. They are like the things I see in this room. That's lesson 4. And it tells you how to kind of go about it. Okay, so meaning. And I've been thinking about this a little bit the last few days, is the words we use only have the meaning that we've given to them. So I just want to separate a definition from a meaning. So we might have a definition of a cup. Okay, definition of a cup. Okay, I don't know what the Oxford Dictionary definition of a cup is. Receptacle to hold fluids, okay, or to hold something. And a mug has a handle, okay, a large handle for 2 or 3 fingers, and a cup might have just a little tiny little thing, okay. There's probably different ways to do it. And I enjoy tea and coffee and other hot drinks. So the meaning I have given to a mug is generally a good one. But let's say someone at some point in the past had a cup thrown at them, okay, and it hit them. And now when they look at or use a cup, maybe there is some possibly low or possibly high level of anxiety or stress about cup or mug. Okay. This could be the same with depression. Okay, we have a dictionary definition of depression. We might even have a psychological, kind of slightly separate medical definition of depression. But we also have our own feelings and meanings that we think about, and attachments that we think about when we think of depression, because we might think the word depression and that immediately takes us to a person we know who had depression or has depression. It might take us to our own feelings of depression that we've had in the past, or maybe that we're experiencing currently. It might take us to kind of images and kind of thoughts and feelings about the word depression. Okay? So in the treatment today, I'm actually going to focus on money. Okay, but we can do this for any word, any label, any kind of diagnosis. Okay, and we want to use the word to and realize it only has the meaning that I have given it. Okay, so this word, okay, or this label, or this diagnosis, or whatever it is that you may choose at a later date. Okay, because as I said, I'm going to focus on money today because money is stressful for many people. It's not necessarily, but it is for many. And if we can reduce stress in any area of life, that little cork that's floating around in the sea rises up. Okay? Because we're just detaching away from the meaning that we've given to the labels and our thoughts and our feelings about stuff that goes on in life. If I just come back to A Course in Miracles for a moment, the reason I think meaning goes at the very beginning of it, and it's lesson 1 through to lesson 4 is all about meaning. So 4 days on, this is meaningless, this is meaningless, it's only got the meaning that I give it, is because it's probably the most important one. It's probably the most important lesson that's in there. And the way it's structured is that it will come back to it at another point. So at day, I don't know, 60 or whatever, it will say repeat days 1 to 5. Okay? And at day 61, it will be repeat lessons 6 to 10. Okay, so there's repetition in there. And then some of them later on will refer back to it and go, there'll be more stuff about meaning on, I don't know, I'm just going to make up a number, lesson 265 or something. Be more about meaning there. Let's just randomly scan through. No, didn't find one off a random chance, but that's how it works. That's how it goes in there. So it will skip back to meaning another time in another lesson, maybe 60, 70, 80 days later from the original one. And then it will do that throughout. So it's quite an interesting thing to kind of go through, and I just refer to it really. I don't study it, but perhaps I should. I don't know. So yeah, all these words have meaning. So there will be good words, okay, or like wealth. Okay, so if we're talking about money, wealth will have a certain level of meaning for somebody, and it will have a certain level of meaning for another person. So wealth might be seen as good by somebody and also bad by somebody else. Okay, but it might also be a little mixture of both. Okay, so it's like, okay, well, this amount of wealth is fine, but this amount of wealth, which is much more, well, that's not fine, and those people should give their money away to charity and be much more giving and be much more free and kind of do these things instead of spending all their money on yachts and mansions all over the world. They should be investing in infrastructure and paying the extra taxes and all this kind of stuff. So we can have various different connotations depending on our own life experiences, depending on our own thoughts and feelings. So and that goes for every word. So like table, mug, mobile phone, social media, relationships, children, partners, husbands, wives, whatever. Okay, we're all going to have different meanings associated with all those words and just about every word you ever use. So what I'm going to encourage you to do, so not only using what we do today, but in your own time, in your own thing, and if you want me to, I absolutely will. I can create other ones based on words that or situations in life that you find problematic. Okay, so possibly, motherhood, okay, or fatherhood, being a parent. Okay, so that's, again, there's going to be conflict within that label. Okay, there might be conflict in being a woman or being a man. Okay, there's only women here apart from me, but there might be conflict in womanhood. Okay, being a woman, what does that mean? Okay, well, it actually means nothing. Okay, it only has the meaning that I've given it. So if you want me to, just send me a message. I'm really struggling with this. I've tried it myself. I couldn't really work it out what we were doing. I want to, can you create something? And I can create things around those things. Okay. Today, I'm going to focus on wealth, but it could be a sickness, endometriosis, cancer, Okay. Cancer is a big one, okay, because cancer, we've all got this meaning of cancer. It's fear, it's treatment, it's disease. I'm really sick. Okay, there's loads of things on cancer because it's one that we've built up to be very large. Okay, depression, again, very large, and depending on your life and who you live with or work with, ADHD, autism, they might be also big ones. I'm just kind of thinking a little bit about the group, but kind of just life in general. Yeah. Stuff like that. So I'm going to stop recording here and go into treatment. We're going to focus, as I said, on money or wealth. And because when we dissolve these things, it gives us space to take a different action. It gives us space to react and respond differently to life situations. So let's say this is about money, because that's what my aim is today. It might give you the confidence to go and ask for a raise. It might give you the confidence to write your CV again and go for another job. It might give you the confidence to go and start an online business to supplement your wages if you need a bit more money and that's what you want to do. It might give you the confidence to write an email, make a phone call, do something that you wouldn't ordinarily do, because we've got these feelings about money. Okay, or it might be, again, buy a product or a service that you need or that would help solve the problem. Okay, so it might help you spend money or save money, depending on what you're doing. Okay, you might look at your accounts after this and go, oh, why am I spending loads of money on that? That makes no sense. Or why am I not spending money on this when it's something I actually need? And actually, do you know what? There is enough there. I don't need to worry about that. So there are all sorts of ways this can help. All right, coolio. So if you're watching this one in the future now, and I haven't done a treatment or a meditation on the thing that you want, again, leave a comment, leave a message, send me a WhatsApp, and I can sort something out. Cool, cool, cool.